say? Okay. Sorry. Oh,
this is what happens when you don't sit beside someone for a week. They start saying some interesting things. Hey, everybody. Hi, everybody. Hey. I'm back.
What's up, Rupert? Maybe I can come up there and sit next to you and join you.
I don't know if that'd be a good idea.
Oh, so what you trying to say, man? Woo!
Let's go.
Hey,
you can't have two people in the same frame. Is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is this: 2 more weeks, and I'll be seeing my brothers alive. I can't wait.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly.
That's right. That's
right. My brothers alive. 2 more weeks. I'm excited.
It would have been nice if we had the time, but I don't think how you're going to squeeze that in convocation to sit down and watch one of these World Cup games, man.
Woo!
Yeah, open.
That would have been interesting.
Because next week will be elimination games.
I don't mind missing some things, though.
You didn't hear that here tonight.
Elimination games next week. So
next week and the week after, right? Because everything's this will last.
No, we still got another month and a half to go. So
I thought it was June 17th. It was over.
Maybe that's still a month.
The final was June 17th. That's what I thought. Okay.
No problem. Anyway, yes. How was your weekend?
Weekend was good. Spent some time relaxing. Of course, Friday night, my wife and daughter my wife took me out Friday night. Then Saturday, my wife and daughter took me out. But then also, no, that was Sunday. But then Saturday, we went on a hike.
Yes.
Which was pretty good. With some of the guys at our church. We did a almost close to 2 mile hike.
2 mile.
Good one.
Nobody was in pain. Everybody hiked. We had a good time.
Sure?
It was fun.
You sure?
Sunday, excellent word came from Elder Peter Davis. Did an excellent job. And then Sunday again, went out to dinner again, and then came home and relaxed.
Yeah, the hike was good though, but I think we needed to go a little bit longer.
Yeah,
but because some had to leave and had another appointment, so next time we say we're gonna go on a hike, clear your calendar,
right?
Because we can't be rushing back, going to no woods and climbing rocks and jumping over trees and all that stuff. So
it was fun,
but it was good. Yeah,
it is fun. Hiking is fun.
Nice quiet weekend. Your weekend?
My weekend was great. Wifey took me for Father's Day on Friday because we weren't sure what we were going to do on Sunday. So took me out for Friday. Father's Day was nice. Went to a restaurant we wanted to go to. We had we shared a wonderful meal. Then on Saturday, I cleaned my garage. Me and her cleaned our garage so that way we can make it a little bit more roomy. Sunday was Father's Day. Nice day at church. Nice message from one of the ministers, one of our associate ministers. Real nice message. And I just relaxed the rest of the day. So it was a good weekend.
So question, your garage. Is your garage used to put your cars in, or is your garage used for storage?
My garage can barely fit a bicycle right now. No, now it can.
Whoa.
Now it can't. It's supposed to be for cars. It's actually a very nice 2-car garage.
Okay.
Is there a car in it?
It's mostly storage.
Is there a car in it?
Sorry?
Is there a car in it?
No, there's no. There is barely room for bicycles, right?
So my question is then, so your garage, right? When you get at the car, you can go straight into your house, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's why my next question. So what y'all do when it's raining?
We have to, we open up our garage door and we run inside.
Oh boy, it work. We're just playing, Vivian. We're just playing, Vivian. Don't worry about it.
We've never, it's weird. I think we tried, because it's a weird driveway. So I think we only tried, like when we first moved in, we tried to put our cars in there.
Okay.
But it was the hassle getting them out. So I don't think we did it. I think maybe that might have lasted me 3 or 4 months. I think the first winter.
All right, stop right there. Stop right there.
Here we go.
So you said it was a hassle to get. Can you not back out of your garage, bro?
Yeah, but the way the driveway is, it's weird. So
Is it curved?
Yeah, it's right on the curve. So you have to actually curve out. Like when you come in, you just, you can drive in, but now you're backing out. So it's a little bit curved out and you don't want to competition. Like you have to take your time.
You sounding and acting like a Jamaican now. It's like, what? What kind of directions is that?
For real. It's just weird. It's just weird.
Yeah, my Father's Day, I was down at we was at Simone's house with the grandkids. The family was down there. It was funny. I was playing soccer with little EJ and playing football with little EJ, playing basketball with little EJ. And then being taught the Brazilian dance by my older granddaughter. So
which one?
I'm not even gonna do it. I'm not even gonna try it. The older granddaughter, Samara. Yeah, it was fun though. Yeah, but she made me practice for the World Cup.
Oh, I have to give a shout out to my youngest daughter who graduated from 8th grade, had her graduation.
Congratulations.
On last Wednesday. Right. I think today was it was weird. They had graduation last Wednesday, but today was like the last day of school, something crazy. Okay. So we give her a nice shout out to Sophia. Congrats, great job.
Go ahead, Sophia.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So while they
I was going to thank everybody. Yes, I was out, had a little quick in and out procedure.
Oh yeah.
So I'm relaxing. Could not resist the temptation. So I had to still make comments, even though my wife was looking at me with her eyes saying,
on the sword.
Anything else?
She wanted the sword.
Right. Yeah, and the sword.
But while he was doing that though, I hope though he was pushing the share button and the like button and the subscribe button.
Nah, I've already done that.
Okay, but he could have done it again.
Right? You can push every time.
Every time, right?
This is true.
And share it ever.
You're right. You're right. Guilty.
Well, studio audience, thank you for your continuation of pushing buttons.
Right.
We appreciate it. And the elder right here, he's going to tell you all about what we're going to talk about.
Right. So tonight we're talking about Beyond the Game, faith, politics, and the influence of sports. So just a quick synopsis is the exploration of how sports extend far beyond the scoreboard, impacting our beliefs, values, communities, and society. It examines the way faith shapes our character, how politics influence our conversation within sports, and how athletes, teams, and sporting events can become powerful platforms for social, cultural, and spiritual change. So that's what we're dealing with tonight. And it was funny because earlier I was talking with Simon, just throwing some quick random questions out there. It's like, how do we honor God through our sports? I mean, how is God honored? A lot of times you see most of the athletes, they'll say, I want to thank God. Most of them, some of them, they will say, I want to thank God. But do you really have that relationship with God? Or are you just saying it because something that you would normally just say?
I think, well, you know what? I can't tell you that relationship with God. That's not for us to say, right? But
this is true.
The fact that they're even saying it, right, is a awesome thing. And I think that a lot of times you'll see athletes do one of these things, point up. I saw Muslims do it more, but a lot of them, once they do something special, they'll get on their knees and do the little bows they normally do and give God thanks. I've seen a lot of athletes nowadays, when you talk to them, especially the African-American ones, like I'll utilize my Dallas Cowboys and their #1 draft pick, Caleb Downs. The first thing he said is, I want to thank my Lord and Savior for this draft. And then he went into his soliloquy. So I think they do. I don't know the relationship, but I think they use it. They understand it. They know God's important to them and to where they are.
Bro, I'm like what you're saying, because before, most times you wouldn't even say anything. Not at all. And because someone might have an attitude with you, or why you gotta bring God? But now it's more fluid. But like you said, like Hispanics, people from like Spain, Portugal, Argentina, before they go on the pitch, football fields for those, on the pitch,
right,
all the time, and do that, whatever. And they do that really consistently, though. Brazilians do. Every time they go on the field, it's like they will never forget how they do it, why they do it. Of course, we can't speculate,
Right.
But they're honoring somebody.
Well, that's like we were talking about. I was saying to you earlier, you know, how do we keep sports from becoming an idol? And again, it depends on the individual, because some people will have that mindset, you know, I can watch you, not watch you. But you got those, which you've done previous shows, where they get so intense about their team winning or losing that they'll bust up their TVs, they'll throw stuff across the floor, they just go ballistic because their team hasn't won. So
but that's people who are watching, though.
right.
So
but they're such a dedicated to that team that it's almost like it's their idol.
Yeah, but like we saw, like, because the World Cup is going on now. To a lot of people, it's a sport, and enjoy the sport. Some countries, it's their religion. It's what they live and die for their sports.
Or you get killed if you don't win.
Yeah, well, in some rare instances now, but it was like that. But in other countries, it's do or die for them when they do sports. It's not a conversation. Oh, well, how you all doing? No, we're gonna go there. We're gonna be there. We the number one. It's just totally different.
Yeah,
that I do know.
Go ahead, Mark.
No, go. No, I said that I do know.
Oh, I would say that, you know, the fact that the way that countries, because it's one of the games where it is a world game, right? It's the World Cup. So it's not representing just the team or the player, it is the country. You're representing the country. When you play for the World Cup, when you play in the World Cup, it is the USA team, but it's the country that you're representing because of the country wins. It's like the Olympics, but it's even bigger because it's just one sport, right? And it's set. It's not a bunch of different sports where different people win gold medals, and it's still individualized. This is the one sport. So people travel. We've heard the prices for these things. It has become a religion, right? And so when we talk about beyond the game and we talk about faith itself, like you were saying, some of these people treat it as a religion. It is they will cry and moan and you know, do all sorts of things. Look, when the Knicks won, if you think that's bad, wait till you see what country wins, how that city's going to be. And those athletes are going to, and those individuals are going to be in that country. It's going to go crazy. Some of these people are treated like gods. Messi, who's playing incredible at 38 years old.
Well, whatever.
Dude, Ronaldo. I mean, Ronaldo, all these, Ronaldo, Neymar, even the young boy, Yamal, I think that's what his name is, plays for Spain. He's 18 years old. And in his interview, he said he would like to do things normal, but he can't walk out and go to the store without someone running up to him. And he's 18, so he's at the beginning of that. So, but just like
social media, it's not like that. Social media kills you. It makes it even worse for these players because everything's out there.
Because paparazzi out there taking pictures and doing because they want to be the first or whatever. So,
well, paparazzi's always been there, right? But a photo takes so much longer, right? So the video now with people, because you don't have to be paparazzi. It could be you and me. We see the guy. We take a photo. We say, look who's here. And next thing you know, 10 seconds later, it's on Facebook.
We're here at Washington Boulevard watching the soccer golf tournament between Rupert, Mark, and Simon. We here live. He's like, what?
Well, even the fact that when you see the person, right, all of a sudden you know where they're at. Now a crowd comes, right? Because he could have been walking down the street, nobody bothering him. The first time that guy snaps him and puts on his feet, it says, oh, he's in DC on, right? Suddenly people flock to go see him. And that's what stinks. That's why it's even harder today to be an athlete or to be anybody famous, because information gets out there so quick.
Well, I like what you said about being an athlete, because that bounces to this segment on your political beliefs. I mean, some people use, because you're an athlete, you'll probably use your political beliefs on the pitch or on the field or whatever the case may be. To me, I think that should not be there. That should be something you do on your own. You should not use that arena for your own platform to promote what you stand for. But I mean, whether you be a Democrat, Republican, nonpartisan, or the case may be, that is not a platform for that. That is a place for you to play that sport, not produce or promote politics. That's just me personally.
I think the majority that the players do not do the politics. It's when it gets to media, and then when it gets to, they start talking about this and talking about that, and then of course your New England Patriots boy, he wants to decide to go on public platform and talk politics, and then the little stir that he caused in the locker room.
Exactly. Brings back division within the team.
I mean, I know they're all teammates and they're gonna be teammates, but one of the teammates in their head, oh yeah, I see. Yeah, you like him. Okay, then. All right, then. We probably knew that they did, but just to make it public, it's personal, I guess. It gets personal.
Yeah.
That's what he does. He gets personal.
Very personal.
Yeah, but okay, so I differ a little bit because,
which is your right.
Right.
Before you make that statement, just to know, we are three men who have our different opinions. So you can agree or disagree with the comments we make tonight. Just put that out there. If it was not said earlier.
It's okay. I disagree with him already. Go ahead, Ruben.
You go and disagree with us a little bit, though. We'll come after you. Sure. So, but I think I disagree because now it depends on what we're talking about, right? So, for instance, civil unrest, right? I think an athlete should use his platform if you're talking about racial divide, because you do have followers and you do have people and you can make change. So I think some of those things need to be talked about. I don't have a problem with my teammate having to like somebody, because some people just like people that maybe I don't like, but I think it depends on where you're flowing with it, right? If you like, for instance, our president, I'm not mad at you. If you like all of his, if you say certain things though now that impede my right to be a human being, well, now I'm going to have to say something because that's different. So I think that there's certain things that athletes have a right to speak on because they do have a huge platform. But if you have 1 million followers, 10 million followers, you can reach a lot of people with your statement. No, police should not be unlawfully killing individuals. No, I should not be running rampant in cities where they're not needed. Those things should be said, right? If I'm in Minnesota, I would hope some of the Minnesota Timberwolves, some of the Minnesota Vikings, some of the Minnesota Twins would say something and not be just sitting back saying, I can't say anything. They should say something. It's your city. You represent that city.
Well, that I don't disagree with. But what I'm stating is, so you have a political congressman who tries to impede upon a sporting event. To me, that's not a place. Or you had that current person who was in the White House showing up at a game, and look what happened. Disrupted the whole environment.
Well, Stephen A. Smith says he wants to be the president. Now he's got his own. I know. But now he's got his own political show now. His own, to the side of ESPN, but he has his own political show than First Take.
Yeah, and I sort of agree to that. But again, even those folks,
should he leave it there though and not bring it into First Take?
It's tough, right? Because it's your life. That's the tough part. It's your life, right? So if I'm bringing other parts of my life into certain things, it's one thing if you don't bring up your personal life in anything else, don't bring it up when you're in a sporting event. I agree 100% with that. But if you bring your personal life and it's part of your personal life and you've been doing it all along, bringing up other things, my family, the things I'm going out, like we talk about what we do every day or every weekend, and we talk about it. If we're bringing that stuff up, right, then I don't disagree that you bring up political stuff because it's part of your life. But don't make it only political stuff you're bringing up, because then you're trying to curb the narrative, right? And that's not right. If you're going to do that, you need somebody on the opposite side who can bring the other side of the narrative.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes. I mean, because we look at it, sports alone, it does have a great influence in communities. Young minds older minds, what the case may be. And that's why sports are so important, because it's an added value. I mean, you take sports out of school, you're going to have some unhealthy people. I mean, that's one thing about
True.
when you have phys ed in school. That was like back in our day, it was a requirement. You had to take that phys ed, because why? It helped keep you healthy. And from there, you're able to select electives, whether it be baseball, soccer, football, whatever the sport was in that time you were in school. It helped you. I think it brought about a lot of character. You learn discipline, you learn punctuality, you learn a lot of things when you played a different sport.
Yeah, you also learn bullying. You also learn some things that weren't so, and it got
There
worse.
were some negative things, yes, but it was
Yeah,
more positive than negative.
Yeah, it got worse over time. I think now it's worse because, like, and again, it's who you're dealing with. Or you might have had one person who was egotistical on the showboat, right? Who made fun of people, but mostly everybody else wasn't that way.
Mhm.
Now with trash talking, it's almost like every time you watch them, it's going to be a fight. Right,
That's
because of the fact of the influence, right, of sports, right? You see these fights break out because back in the day, you had athletes that you would say, okay, they're never going to fight, and if they fought, it was like, I remember when Dr. J and Larry Bird got into a little altercation. It was like, oh my God, did they really just fight? And they've been at it for years. But today it would be like, another day, another game, almost every game. Because that's what happens now.
Yeah, because they got VAR to see who did the first incident, and now go back a minute, 2 minutes. You see that incident right there? That's when it all started. So now when it's over here, then it just comes out, and then everyone's always looking at who did the first one, because the second one always gets in trouble. But I do like the idea. I don't see that too much in basketball. He may. But like after a game, when the players they go select either the middle or an end zone, and they all kneel down and pray. And so someone's in there and then kneel down and praying. I don't see that in baseball.
They only do that in football, American football. That's where it's prevalent in, right? And it is not as prevalent as it used to be because of religious views. But at one time, it used to be even you would see both teams come together. The Christians from both teams come together and kneel down and pray and get up and go after the game because they're thanking God for the fact that no one was injured or that everybody was safe and all that kind of stuff. But those are things where our faith or the sports influence faith, because when young athletes saw that, they weren't so ashamed to say, I'm a Christian. That's why I think a lot of our athletes need to step up and do that more, because there are young men and women who don't see that and say, okay, I'm not going to talk about who I am. I remember Evander Holyfield, right? He used to say, I thank God for all of every fight. I thank God, even though he had 55 kids. I thank God, right? He always would talk about it because it helped solidify the fact that, we believe it's okay to believe in Jesus and be an athlete. It's okay to believe in Jesus and do other things. It's okay to say that. We don't have as much now. And that's a shame, because sports should definitely influence faith. I think it should.
I just want to bring that about the Major League Baseball players who were recently, the three San Francisco Giant pitchers, who all had scriptures on their caps. And they wore that during the Pride Night game. And so they got in trouble because they wanted to say they were not going to wear that Pride stuff. What they did was they put scriptures on their baseball caps, and now they're getting fined for that.
Right. And Major League Baseball will say it's because it wasn't an approved piece of the equipment. That's what they're going to say. They're not going to say it's because we don't want to ruffle any feathers. They're going to say that's why they fined it for, but we know why it was fined, right?
They claim that the writing violates uniform rules.
That's what I said. Yeah, I knew they were going to say that, but we know the agenda is different. We know the agenda is different, and unfortunately, that's the way it goes. But I'm glad those three guys stood up for it, and more players should stand up for it. They make enough money where you get fined every once in a while, you'll be all right.
But see, to me, I like what you said, because it seems like their faith is being snuffed, and they have to be conformed to something they don't agree with. And I think that is wrong.
Yeah. So, okay, now you talk about your faith. Now, I don't know how many of people know Mo Salah, Mohamed Salah, the Liverpool player. They called him the Greek king. And when he went on the pitch,
He's talking about soccer for those.
soccer, yeah, my bad. When he went on the pitch, he would always get on his hands and knees and face where he got to face and do what he has to do. At first, at the beginning, there was a few words, blah, 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 blah. But when his local team would always support, and while he was doing that, they have a song for him. They would sing it while he was doing his prayers. But I don't think no one else does it anymore. Not no more, because of course, like you said, more verbals. But it didn't matter where he was, what pitch he was on, what game he was going. He would kneel down, do his 30 seconds. Now, I don't even know if they gave him a timing or whatever, or you better do it here, but he always did it in the same place. So that religion. So I can understand if we played a sport, which we were talking about earlier, was we played a sport, we have to do our own individual prayers, our thoughts. We're sitting down in the locker room and we spend the time and thanking God or saying our prayers.
Pre-game meditation.
Yeah, you might go on the pitch also and thank God that, yeah, I'm here and whatever it is. And of course, the most current things they do for prayer is when someone gets hurt or someone gets injured. That's when you see people stand by, or some players hold hands with each other and just pray for the individual, even if he's not on their same team. So it is out there, but like you said, social media and everyone out, someone's always gonna knock the door and say, hey, wait, you can't do. We need to talk about it here.
Yeah, there's always going to be criticism, right?
Always.
Which is a shame. It's like, Mark was saying that they're banning what we believe or our values, and that's a lot of it has to do with the negativity that comes along with what we believe, because there's a lot of people who put a negative taste in people's mouth because they say incorrect and inaccurate things, and they say things the wrong way. If I think that it'd be one thing if you judged me on me, but a lot of times we're being judged on the whole entire narrative as being put out there by whether it's by the media or by individuals, or really Charlie Kirk. He did not help our cause. People want to say he did, but he really didn't, right? Even though he was saying things that we do believe, it's how he was presenting it. And that's a lot of what we've learned as Christians, is that he doesn't present things any old way. He presented in a way that people could take it in.
Right.
So a lot of times our stuff is being driven by a narrative that's not even part of what we believe. When I pray to God, I'm not praying that God just keeps me safe on the sports field. I'm praying that God keeps us all safe.
Yes.
Right. But they don't know that. They think, oh, he just cared about himself, or no, I'm praying for everybody. I'm just kneeling because I want to kneel to thank God for the future of our security. But people don't get it. People don't know that. They think, oh, he's trying to showboat. He's
When you was on the basketball court, though, did you ever pray that you would shoot the winning basket?
No, not really.
No. You were serious too. It was,
No, every time. Because I pray. I learned to pray. So in the locker room, I pray, God, let me have a good game. Let everybody be safe, and I go out there.
But I know one thing that you did, though.
If I was at the foul line and we hit the shot, I'm like, Lord, help me, Jesus. All right.
Yeah, but that's just a little comment between you and God. It's like, just let me shoot it. Don't let me airball it. Just don't let me do that.
Let me hit rim. Let me do something.
I know one thing you do, though. You do push the buttons, though. The like, share, and subscribe. I know that you do that. And now we're going to the second segment. And I know there's going to be comments on there about this. maybe we're gonna get a breakfast segment. I don't know, but I think the viewers love it. Yeah, they sure do. But we appreciate you. We love you. We can't do this without you. And all three of us appreciate you every Monday that we're on this show.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And bring your comments. We want to see more comments. There's not a whole bunch out there today. Bring them. We want to hear what you think about, how, or even how sports influenced you and some of the way you feel. Because I know there's a lot of fans on here. A lot of fans on here of different sports.
Speaking of, I got to share this with you. My daughter.
Oh, dear. She's hearing.
My daughter.
She's listening.
I came home. I go, what are you watching? She was watching a thing on the Dallas Cowgirl cheerleaders.
What?
I said, what are you doing? Why are you watching this in this house? She goes, well, Dad, it's a good. She was watching this series on Dallas.
And the cheerleaders?
And the team itself. I'm going, wait a minute. I'm going, what are you doing? I said, what are you doing? She goes, Dad, it's just a show. I said, no, we don't watch that in this house.
Holly.
Go, Holly. Go, Holly.
No, Holly. No, Holly. No. Don't give her no big ups.
Hey, Holly,
I'll bring
Dallas
Cowboys
cowboy
in this house. No.
I'll bring you a cowboy hat and conversation.
No.
I thought we were friends.
Yeah, I mean, since she's my daughter, I can't disown her. I was like,
He said disown her. Funny.
I wish I knew how to do the crip walk. I should know how to do the crip walk.
Yep. Oh, no. Wait a minute. I hear her.
Well,
yeah. Okay. No.
So while we get to these comments, so family that's watching, do you find that there's family dissension in your home when you got somebody who likes one team and you like another? Is there division among
dissension?
Family? Right. So let's bring up some of these comments as we're waiting for people to respond.
Let's go.
Family. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good evening. Hope you had a great Father's Day.
It was.
Appreciate you, dude. Yeah, we can't say same back at you though. Yeah.
You know what?
Good evening. Deke says, good evening, Warriors. Deke, you're back.
Warriors. Yeah.
And Deke, hope you had a great Father's Day too, sir.
Yes, sir. Happy Father's Day. Belated. Greetings, Warriors of St. Germain. Happy belated Father. Oh, Pastor Rupert. She already told us that.
We told you guys Happy Father's Day.
Yes, I just said that, man. Don't worry about it.
Appreciate you.
Oh, this your boy, Bishop.
Yeah, Vivian.
Bishop Santamore.
We are created to worship. Even if we don't have an intimate knowledge of our Creator.
And I think he was talking about, we were talking about if they were really knowing God. And I think it's what, right. So we worship something, right? Mm-hmm. And so we don't know their connection, but we know they worship something. So
right.
That's great.
And Esther says, congratulations to all the graduates.
That's true. That's true. Wherever near or far, if you know you, don't know you, if your child or you have graduated from anything, elementary school, junior high, high school, college, master's, tech school, I don't care where you graduated from, theological school, we want to say job well done. Like and subscribe and watch your show, though. All right.
Yeah, you got you.
I like how you rolled that in there. That was good. All right.
I'm learning from Simon. I'm learning from Simon.
Just to roll it in. Woo, I need one thing today. No, Colin Kaepernick was the first sports athlete to be blacklisted for bringing politics into sports on a national and international stage. A lot of people supported him, and he had more upper class rich people who shunned him. He was using his work platform to bring a negativity in the country.
He wasn't the first, unfortunately.
He wasn't the first because I think the first wasn't at the Olympics, the 3 black athletes.
Nope, that wasn't the first either.
They weren't
black power. Okay, where we going?
I'll give you a hint.
How old was you? Cassius Clay?
Muhammad?
Cassius Clay.
Really?
He was the first blacklisted because remember, he didn't want to go to war.
He didn't want to go.
That's right. Cassius Clay became Muhammad Ali, didn't want to go to war. So they told him he couldn't box. He had to stop boxing.
And he didn't. Exactly.
He said I wasn't going to box. So he was the first one actually black. And then if you want to even go further back than that, you can kind of say Jesse Owens, but the reverse. Because Jesse Owens became a political advocate to push the Olympics. But, he he wins 4 gold medals and he comes back to the United States and he couldn't stay in a hotel.
Exactly.
And they had the parties for him.
Ridiculous.
So that's kind of rough to say. So there has been, so Tyler, I know what you're saying. He was the first to do it televised with where we are now.
Yes, I was going to say the same. Yeah.
Right. So, but when it comes to being blacklisted, a lot of black athletes who stood up for something got branded. But Muhammad Ali was the first that I know of that was about his faith, about being Muslim. So I don't know of any other. I'm trying to think of any other athletes I can think of, but I don't think of any.
No, I can't think. Okay. Oh, the players kneeling and showing some kind of faith can spark conversations with the younger generation.
Yes. Yeah. Good and bad. It can spark, but it sparks conversation.
Yes, he did. Yes.
It sparks conversation, and that's what we want to try to do with everybody. Is to spark. That's why we do this show. Is to spark conversation, because that's the first part. That's why I like when people give us information or give us pushback on what we think, because it sparks conversation. I really wish that this show gets on a platform where we have a lot more people who don't believe what we believe.
Right.
Watch the show, because it'll make it a lot more interesting, because it'll spark conversation.
So Rupert, go ahead and read this.
I need a
backing up your team.
I need a black and white striped shirt right now, because I can see what's happening here.
So go ahead and read
Holly wrote it, says, okay, as I said, Dad, the show just aired its 3rd season. If you don't want me to watch it, where were you the first 2 seasons?
But at the same time, though, I'm
She says, I don't actually like the team, just the show. Sorry, Uncle Rupert. It doesn't matter. There's cowboy activity in the commander's household. I don't care.
My gosh, I was about to defend you, Holly. I was about to defend you until he made that statement.
Right. And see, I didn't know she was watching the other seasons until I happened to see that one particular one. So if she was watching the other one, I was clueless. So,
but Holly, you're old enough to watch whatever you want. Okay? I'm sorry.
Mark's looking. What you say? Mark, you have to say it right here. What you say?
I know you have good judgment on what you want to watch. So
what you say?
I got some bad feedback here, but
that's Mark's heart right now.
Look, I can feel his heartbeat.
Hey, Nina, no coffee for him tonight.
I don't have to ask Anita. I can ask Holly.
No coffee for him tonight.
And happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day. Thank you very much.
To you.
Thank you very much.
That is
All
funny.
right. She says, I stand corrected.
No, you wasn't wrong.
You weren't wrong. No.
You weren't wrong. Your point. Yeah, we just went for the
timing. Yeah. Okay. Talia says, when I did run track, I always prayed before any races started.
Yes.
It was more personal for me than to promote for anyone else. Because even though you do run track, and it's always a good time before, because you do have time to say what you want to say. You can stand there and say what you want to say, because you do have time to thank God or say whatever you want to say.
That's another place where they do show, because a lot of times when you watch, even I think Usain Bolt does it, like when they announce their names, they get the little, or the little, or the cross. I don't know how you do the cross. I was never Catholic. So they do show that stuff. So again, it's another time where our faith is put out there. So it's great that Talia did it.
Right.
But I wish that more of our athletes, like you said, would do, especially on the Olympics. That's the world stage, right? You're going across the globe when you're being interviewed. Right. And it's just something where these major athletes could say something. I would like that. Oh, they kick it. Oh, there it goes. Wait, why isn't it showing?
My face. Huh?
His face
when
I was looking at me, yeah. Right.
His face was something.
If looks could kill. No, thank you, officer. Oh, of course. Holding hashtag.
Simon.
Hashtag.
You'll be doing that show someplace else next week.
For myself.
Yeah.
Hey, Root, I'm hooked up now. It don't matter.
You gotta roll with it. You gotta roll with it now. All right.
But while we're waiting for more comments to come in, when you think about it, though, religion, sports are some tough subjects when it comes to certain households. Because some families, they don't like sports. Some families don't like to talk about religion. Some families don't want to deal with politics, especially not at the dinner table. Politics have a way of bringing about a division, even on the job. That's why it's sometimes not even good to talk about politics on the job. And it's hard to talk about your faith on the job. And don't get started on sports, because you get a whole uproar when it comes to those subjects in the workplace, as well as in your own house.
Well, out of the three of them, I'm sure that talking about sports is probably the easiest one, or the most popular one that people will talk about, because there's always one sport out there that somebody knows or would like to see, or did you see that? Or and then sometimes people who don't even watch sports, but when it comes on the news as a negative, did you see what so-and-so said on the basketball court, or he drop kicked somebody, or
this football player got arrested.
He strangled something. So of course, social media again, but we'll always bring out the dark side of sports first before you get to see where athletes have done these great deeds of giving people, kids, their tennis shoes on the court, or giving their shirts, or giving up. That always seems like it's going to come second before you see the violent process of how people act with each other.
Right.
Yeah, you're always considered negative because people love negative more than they like positive, right?
Absolutely.
The negative sells papers or sells news media or whatever it is. So they love showing that stuff. I mean, but to jump on something that you guys were saying just before that comment was that I think that people, or for instance, the conversations. So I also think it depends on how you present the conversation. Again, the presentation.
Right.
I used to talk politics. You used to talk religion. You used to talk sports. I talked to all of them. Sports is always jokingly. It was always a jokingly way. I never got it where I was serious. It was always jokingly, like how we joke now. So no one ever got offended. Politics was always not about my view versus your view. It was about how it affects everybody, regardless good or bad, whether I agree with it or not agree with it, how it affects people. And then religion was basically just more so, hey, this is what I believe. You can believe whatever you want. You asked me a question, like they knew I was a pastor, or they knew I was a church kid. I remember I used to work with somebody, and one of our clients was a lesbian. And he said, hey, I remember we were having a dinner thing, and they were like, Rupert, what if she brings up, what she believes at the dinner table? Are you going to have an issue? I said, no. If she asks me what I believe, I'll just tell her, and I'll tell her we're good. It's not about me telling you what you want to, what I think you should believe. It's me telling you what I believe, and you have to make your own choice. At the end of the day, you have to make your own choice. So I think it's how we bring it up, how we talk. I think because there's no reason a family should get mad if you have two different views.
They shouldn't.
They should, but they do.
But it happens.
Especially if you're friends or you've worked with each other for a long time and you see each other at each game you go, or a sporting event or whatever, and you keep up, and then all of a sudden you have one conversation that you don't agree on, but you're still friends.
Yeah.
So it depends on how somebody reacts to either side of your questions.
Yeah, it's a reaction, right? Or now I can understand it if you're touching a view that's crushing my value, right? If somebody said to me politically, I think black people are not, or secondary class citizens. Well, yeah, and I don't care who you are. Now we're going to have an issue.
Yeah.
Right? But if you tell me I think that the war in Iran is right, we should be doing it, I'm not going to lose a friend over that view.
True.
I'm not going to lose a family member over that view. That's just two different people who think differently. But I've seen people take those things and run with them like you're a totally different person because you have a different view point than I have. I'll never let a viewpoint that is not basically shutting somebody down by race, nationality, let that viewpoint differ. I've seen, like you've said, I've seen friends who can't go to sporting events together. They just can't go to sporting events together. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, well,
you know, I should be able to go to I should be able to go to an Eagles game or a Commanders game. Now, don't be stupid and wear your Cowboy shirt and sit in the Commander section unless you're willing to take the brunt of what's being said.
Absolutely.
Right? Don't sit there and be upset.
certainly not.
Right?
Right.
That's crazy.
But
That's
see,
what we do in England.
no. In England, you're not doing that because they have a section for you to go to. So if I'm like in the Ravens, 3/4 of the ground is all Ravens. One little section, quarter section, whether it's 3,000, 5,000 fans or whatever, you all got your own little section right there. But they do tell you, please adhere to the signs. This is the home team. Do not attempt to walk through with your shirt on if you're not the home team. They warn you. Just don't do it.
So that's how it influences, right? So in England, there is a huge influence from sports, right? Because two Muslims, if one's a fan of Liverpool and one's a fan of Manchester City, you're not going to sit beside each other, even though you're both Muslims. Even though you're both Christians, you're not doing it.
Correct.
You go to the same church. You're not doing it. That to me is crazy. But that's the influence that sports has over certain things. There's some
question
more
for you. So from your observation, we were talking earlier, what sport do you think has the most fights?
You mean the athletes themselves?
Yep.
Oh, hockey.
I was about to say hockey, number one. Hockey is number one.
But
they'll clear that bench in a minute, man.
But that's the only sport that allows you to fight. No, and what will happen? The referees will get there because they don't want to get caught with the swinging and all that. They'll wait till it dies down. Then they'll separate you. Then, of course, they'll put you in the penalty bench and that. But hockey is the only sport that allows you, or if they're in that little predicament, to fight.
And the dentists love hockey players.
A whole lot of people like hockey players.
The dentists really love hockey players.
But hockey definitely is probably number one. And I would say real fighting, I think probably basketball.
I was going to say the same thing.
No, I would say baseball. Baseball would be number two for me.
No, that's baseball is just now and again.
When the pitcher it hits somebody, that's if they run out there.
Yes, so that's very rare. I mean, right now it doesn't happen that often. Of course, the fans get excited when it does, but no basketball because they on the brink of fighting and not fighting because, of course, fines and who does this and you get suspended and you do that.
You get ejected immediately.
Exactly. So you really don't want to fight. Man, yeah. But they don't elbow you in your ribs, man.
Like you won't see a slide to second base where you're going to get into a fight. But you will see a foul where you get into a fight, right? Okay. It's not as bad as today as it was because back in, when you had the bad boy Knicks and the bad boy Pistons, you see a lot of fights.
But that's like what Tamark was saying. But when they did have a bench brawl and a baseball game, now it is so funny. And me watching it live, though, is two people getting ready to fight. You see all the pitchers on the far end of the field.
And running on. All
running towards the mound. It's so funny. And when you get there, it's finished.
because it's a part of your team.
Right? Yes.
But in basketball, they made it so that way if you clear the bench, because you used to clear the bench, but now if you clear the bench, you get in trouble.
You can't cross that line.
So now you have to watch that. So, but it used to be benches would clear.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And Hello, Warriors. Hey, Ann. How
You're
are you?
welcome, Ann. 2 weeks. She's on a roll now. Appreciate you. Talia says, we don't talk about politics at my job. I think that is the only thing we don't talk about. We have a healthy rivalry with sports, and we talk about different religions. But politics, though, nah. Which I think is a majority. I'm just assuming.
But it's also because
yeah,
yeah, that's part of it. Because we don't. There are things attached to him where if you say you like him, you might be attached to also.
There we go. Oh, yeah. See, Talia is a sports young lady here. Hockey is the #1 violent sport in the U.S., but the most violent sport, player on player, is Galicio Storico. Oh yeah.
That's,
you deep. Look,
that doesn't count though.
You'd be lucky, not counting, I guess, Ruben and myself. I don't know if Mark knows about that thing, but you're lucky if one person on this show know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, if you look it up, it is a crazy. I watched it a couple times. It's a crazy sport. I think it's the most ridiculous sport, but they're not real fighting. That's the sport, right? So that's not like they're mad at each other. Like in rugby, you got guys hitting each other and crawling.
I was just about to say rugby,
right?
And they violently hitting each other, and there's less fights.
But that's part of the sport. So like we don't put boxing in this category because boxing is fighting. In Calico, right? I think it is part of the sport to fight to get the position. So it's kind of weird. But yes, if you're talking about violent sports, that probably is one of the most violent sports I've watched. Like Calico is something crazy.
She deep. She said tennis players recently started fighting. Never seen golfers fight. I don't think I've ever seen a golf person fight.
Tennis players?
Yeah, which tennis players out there fighting?
They argue that they haven't gone.
They argue. I don't see them fight.
I haven't seen a fight yet.
Do me a favor, Ann. If you have seen one,
McEnroe was close.
Message it me, please.
Yeah, McEnroe was close.
Yeah, but he was always verbally abusive, man.
And Jimmy Carter was close to come through. That's fine.
Yeah, but they were verbally abusive to the umpires.
Right.
Yeah, they were to everybody.
But the other players on the other side would be aggravated and then would say something back. Well, I've never seen them. No.
I said golfers may throw their clubs.
Yeah, but that's not fighting, though. They may throw them in the water. They may throw whatever, but they're not fighting nobody.
I've never seen.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah, you don't see volleyball players. Volleyball players don't fight each other either. Right?
No,
I've never seen a volleyball player fight.
No cricket players fighting.
Maybe rec volleyball. I'm not sure, but
well, yeah, rec high school. Of course, you're gonna see that in high school, but on the professional level, I don't think I've seen.
No, cricketers neither.
No.
It's all no.
Race car drivers, nah.
Yeah, well, do pitchers hit? I've never. Do you get purposely hit in cricket?
Yes,
that's what I'm saying.
So you have to remember the batsman. He has 2 long knee pads on. He has pads on, and they have pads on their gloves. And they wear visors. So if you do get hit.
But do you purpose? I mean, do you? Because I know pitchers pitching, they might lose control and hit you, but are they purposely, like in baseball?
Cricketers can do that, lose control.
Do they purposely hit you though? Like, do they actually throw at the batter?
I'm not sure, but it's a bowling motion more than a throwing motion. So if you're a spinner or something like that and you're bowling it fast, when it hits the dirt,
it might hit you.
Exactly, it might. Your bat is there, but the ball don't shoot somewhere else. But yeah, no, I'm trying to. I don't think of no other sports. Maybe not fighting, but heated arguments. Well, that's plenty.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's talking about tennis. Yeah.
Yeah, because Coco Gauff gets in a lot of that now because of her color.
There was a fight between 2 golfers in 21. Who was that?
Who says that?
Who was that? Who are 2 golfers?
Please, Talia.
I'm not talking about.
Talia, you got 4 minutes to let us know. Talia, 4 minutes.
Wait, what's his name? What was that show with Adam Sandler? Was it?
That's a joke, though.
Oh
no,
not Waterboy.
No. He was a golf guy.
Oh, yes, I know. No, yeah, I see it in my head.
Yeah, where homeboy lost his arm to a crocodile. Yeah. So Luke Smith and Austin Daly. Oh, you're gonna send me the video. And we'll talk about it next time. Wow, she must have it down there. I gotta see. I will Google that myself and look it up. Yeah, but what's the name of that movie? What's the name of the movie? Come on. You know what kids are watching. Come on. It's one of them. What's the name of the? No, not Caddy something. No, it's not that. No, it's someone knows it. Come on.
Happy Gilmore. Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore. There you go.
Happy.
He got it up. He been looking it up.
No, I was looking it up, but then I just thought of it.
Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore.
Yes, that's different.
Right.
No, that was funny though. That's what I thought she was talking about. So Happy Gilmore. Yeah, you got to fight with Bob Barker.
Right.
Exactly. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, So wow.
But all seriousness though, when you think about it,
Luke Smith and Austin Daly. Good God.
Okay.
I gotta look that up because I never saw that before. Talia, you just taught me something.
Right. And since the Ann comes back with Caddy something.
No, she's trying to see. She was trying to see what show we was talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to get there. Yeah.
Wait, Luke Smith and what's the other guy's name?
Daly. Austin Daly.
Austin Daly.
Austin Daly. There's not even a video of it.
See, if our producer was here, he could be doing this for us.
Oh, he ain't doing nothing to do with sports.
He should be doing this right now.
Yeah, so we got 2 minutes to go.
So while you're trying to do that, but in all seriousness, though, when you think about it, each part of this is so important in our daily lives, whether it be politics, whether it be your faith, and how you influence each other when you're dealing with sports. Because when you think about it, kids today, they see what the adults are doing. And we need to be the role models that are out there. But on another note, a real serious note, this is Mental Men's Health Month.
Yeah.
Men, make sure you're taking care of yourself physically, mentally, and spiritually. Men commit more suicide than women. And it's a sad thing because now that is on a rise. So men, as a plea from the Warriors, make sure you're taking care of yourself. Get your doctor's appointments in there. Get yourself checked out because we want you around to watch our show so you can push that button, hit like and subscribe. And also to continue to comment. So that's my half a second soapbox sermon for tonight.
Amen.
So
it's good. But
I just wanted to point out that there have been several instances during which somebody yelled from another part of the house. Oh. I ran to see what was wrong, and it was just that same somebody yelling at a soccer game. Unacceptable. Huh?
Then the rolled eyes. Oosh.
Okay.
Somebody
trying to cast shade.
I think so.
My daughter is casting shade right now.
She is throwing shade.
But on that note, we will see you next week, and we'll just say,
let me get the thing. Oh,
you're welcome.
You're welcome.
All right. I think I'm in the extreme.